were y'all when y'all entered or found out about fandoms? I was about 11 or 12 years old. To my American listeners, I was in the 6th grade, beginning of the 6th grade. I found out about it via the internet on my 3DS. I know, that's a little weird. Although I did have TV shows and games that I enjoyed without really being in a fandom. Technically, I believe my first real fandom had to be those gateway animes. Y'all know the ones, the gateway animes, as I call them, are like Pokemon, Beyblade, Yu-Gi-Oh! Those animes that would air Saturday morning with new episodes. So yeah, my first had to be Pokemon. At least that was my official fandom. I did like Polly Pockets and My Little Pony when I was a little girl, but I wouldn't call them fandoms for me since I had no idea what they were. Anyway, I liked Pokemon for a while at that point when I first discovered fandoms. However, I first got into fanfiction with the Bakugan fandom. Bakugan is like, I really don't know how to explain it, but I was searching for Shun fan art. Shun is like the emo ninja that everyone likes, like Sasuke and all that. And I found a link to a story that I thought was an actual story about it. It was a fanfiction about a ship I didn't like at the time. That was when I dug myself into a bigger hole when I kept reading stories like that, and that was when I created a fanfiction account. And now let's fast forward to when I was 13 when I joined Tumblr. Now I love Tumblr. I really do. But it can be a little tense. Tumblr's not for the faint of heart, and geez, I saw a lot of things I was not supposed to at the time, but I really didn't care. I was happy to see fan art, fan fiction, aesthetic boards, although I was never on Tumblr during the important Tumblr events. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I was a weeb. I'll admit it. I was a weeb at one point in my life with really weird crossovers and OCs that were Mary Sue's. God, looking back at my old work makes me cringe and makes me want to burn everything I wrote once upon a time. I mean, yeah. If I didn't start there, then I wouldn't have gotten better with my writing. So that's a plus. Yeah, I want to hear a story about the one time I had to write fan fiction for a class assignment. Okay, so I was in 6th grade, and I'm pretty sure that my English teacher was a part of fandoms. Now that I think about it, me and my friend made a joke saying that the English teacher had a fan fiction account, and we found it. We don't know if it's true, but who knows? It's fun to speculate. Gotta love those weird 12-year-olds. Oh, yeah, the fanfiction was meant to be a Hotel Transylvania fiction in the form of an essay. Yeah, that was not one of my better fics. Trust me, I've written ones about Mary Susan. Oh, God. So cringy thinking about it. So, I am the person who constantly changes fandoms. Like, one week, I'm in a Marvel fandom, then I'm in the DC Comics fandom, to the Hobbit fandom. Right now, I'm in the Hobbit fandom. Or at least I'm in the point of writing the script. It might change at some point, but as long as I have good fanfiction or fan arts to look at, I'm fine with the fandom for a few weeks. Sometimes I may make my own fan art. So shameless promo here. Follow me on my Instagram at Steve Awkward Grim Reaper. My type of fanfictions that I usually like to look at are angst and fluffy fics, although they do have subgenres. Like there's wump angst, misunderstanding angst, etc. While fluff had the romantic fluff and the platonic fluff. I personally like romantic fluff and misunderstanding angst. The best in my opinion. My friend could disagree with me. I have a lot of headcanons depending on my fandoms. I would tell y'all my headcanons, but I have no idea if y'all will understand them if y'all ain't in the fandoms. You know what? I'll tell you anyway. So I headcanon that for Dragon Quest XI. I know, it's not a huge fandom, but I love this game. So I headcanon that 11, the MC of the game, loves to snuggle with people since Cobblestone is such a tight-knit community. So when he has new people join his party, it is the rite of passage when he decides to snuggle with you. Although people often fight for luminary cuddles. I just really love this game. I also roleplay a little bit, but only if you love this thing as much as me. Like, the first time I ever roleplayed with a fandom was when I was in 6th grade, 11, 12 years old. It was with the Bakugan fandom. And that had to be the longest roleplay I've ever had. We started roleplaying Lord of the Rings / The Hobbit during that time. I think we sent about 10,000 messages between those two roleplays. Yeah, it went on for a few years. I also roleplayed Dragon Quest 11 with a friend a little bit ago. It was mean to 11. I just like being mean to my favorite characters. Although I think you guys can relate. But hey, I was weird. Or more like, I am a weird person. I'll tell you about some of the fandoms if y'all want to role play with me on my Insta. The fandoms are Dragon Ball series, Dragon Quest 11, The Hobbit / Lord of the Rings, DC Comics, Marvel, Naruto, My Hero Academia, Attack on Titan, although I'm on season 2 of the anime around episode 3. Yeah, I still haven't watched anymore, but Castlevania, beginning of episode 3, season 3. Young Justice, X-Men Evolution. Is that cartoon X-Men with like they're all teenagers. Sailor Moon, Steven Universe, Harry Potter. I love saying it like that. Bakugan, the older series, because the new series I have not watched and I refuse to watch. Pokemon, Avatar: The Last Airbender, Coco, which is the Disney movie, Star Wars. Haven't seen Rise of Skywalker. I did start watching The Mandalorian though, so there's that. I'm on episode 3. I'm on episode 3. Why is it always episode 3? Mob Psycho 100, The Time I Was Reincarnated as a Slime, Miraculous Ladybug, Royal Tutor, as you can tell by the art I am creating right now. Big Hero 6, Descendants, which is Disney. Psyche K, which is like a pretty less known anime, but if you have Netflix, it's a good anime. I like it myself. Harvest Moon / Story of Seasons, Legend of Zelda, Seven Deadly Sins. I love the anime. I have many more fandoms. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot about The Witcher. I started watching that. I love The Witcher. I have many more fandoms, but those are the ones I am willing to roleplay with. The ones I haven't listened are the ones I'm not interested in RPing with. Now that there's something fandoms I have seen and I don't like, and that would be toxicity. I have seen many people bashing ships, hating on people, sending death threats, doxing, etc. Tumblr is notorious for doing this and annoys the crap out of me. Now, don't get me wrong. Some people have a point on why they are upset. RC Dart fan art, for example. But people do need to understand that death threats aren't it, G. Oh, gee, it annoys me. Now, don't twist my words saying I am allowing racism, pedophilia, etc. I'm absolutely not. But you need to rethink your strategy. Because sending death threats, doxing, not going to teach them anything. Yeah, you really need to learn. Like, there are some artists on Instagram that I follow, and I like their art for a little bit, and then I realized that, honestly, they're a little hypocritical. I won't call out names, but, like, they send death threats to people, and it's just, and they say they have the moral high ground. Honestly. And then sicking their, like, followers on people. It's like, no, honey, no. Don't try to hurt. And, like, those artists also accuse people of being something without proof. It's just, I love fandoms, I really do. But sometimes it's better to just not be a part of a fandom sometimes. Like, My Hero Academia is very toxic, for example, about the shipping wars. What other fandoms? I haven't been a part of the Witcher fandom for too long, so I wouldn't really know. Naruto? Yeah, with the ships. Oh, I heard the, what is that show called? Ultron? No, not Ultron. Voltron. Yeah. Is that one of the people threatened the show creator people that if they didn't make their ship canon they were going to do something? It's like, no, that ain't it, G. You don't do that. If your ship ain't canon, just read fanfiction. Fanfiction makes the world go round. And if you don't like specific things like not safe for work pieces of work, then don't read it. Don't say they're nasty. If you don't like a certain ship and say it's abusive and all that without proof, don't say that. Or if your one piece of proof is just one thing they did in the past, looking at you, My Hero Academia fandom, no. Don't call people horrible names because they like a certain ship. Don't say that they're enablers for certain aspects because you like this one ship. It's just, oh, fandoms, why must you do this so? I think that's all I have to say on the matter. Remember to hit me up on Instagram if you want to roleplay. You have to tell me which fandom first because I'll be so confused. Remember, don't set death threats, and bye, my little nerdlings. Like and subscribe.